Hi, I'm Kathy Printon. I work with VSAC in the Gear Up program, and I'm here today with Matt Collins. I'm going to let Matt introduce himself. Can you tell us about your name and your job title and where you work?
Hi Kathy, thank you for this interview. My name is Matt Collins. I'm the School Resource Officer at CVU High School. I'm a police officer in Shelburne, but I'm specifically assigned to CVU High School as their School Resource Officer, or SRO.
That's great. Thank you. Can you tell us about what you do in your job? What does your job entail?
So my main job is to be a resource for the students, faculty, staff, community. So I come to school, I have a spot here where I park my car, and I have my car readily available if I need it. And I'll do a walk around the school, check in with the campus supervisors in the morning. With COVID going on now, some of my job descriptions has changed a little bit. Excuse me. I will check students' temperatures on the buses and stuff like that. So it's a lot of being in the school, being available as a resource, going into classes, doing some presentations sometimes, and then acting as law enforcement when needed as things arise.
So with COVID, that's kind of a typical day, is to check students, check in with people. What would be a typical day outside of the COVID experience?
Well, there are similarities. I mean, even with COVID. However, it's not Monday through Friday anymore. They have Group 1 on Monday, Tuesday, Group 2 Thursday, Friday, remote day on Wednesday. However, there are still students that come to school on Wednesdays. So I'm here. I have students that come to me and about career day and stuff like that, where they ask questions about being a law enforcement officer. Again, a typical day is coming to school, checking around the exterior of the campus. I like to just make sure everything's okay when I first start here. Walking around the inside of the school. A lot of greeting people, just kind of how's your day. Letting the students see a friendly face and know that I'm somebody that they can come to if needed. Again, with the COVID piece is when students come in, some of us are assigned to check temperatures. Obviously, we don't want anybody that's going to be sick coming into school. And then my day is filled with, again, being around the school, walking around the halls, going to different classes, checking in with specific students. I may have gotten an email or some type of call report about some type of complaint about somebody was driving really fast or recklessly, and I'll have to investigate that. But a lot of it is most being a positive resource for the students and staff and being here for them.
That sounds great. Thank you. Can you tell us, what is your educational background, and do you need a certificate or a degree, and in what areas to be a police officer, and then also to be a school resource officer? Is there any special training for your job?
So my background is I have a bachelor's in psychology. I've gone on and I've got a master's in educational leadership. In between that time, I was a police officer, and I went to the full-time Vermont Law Enforcement Academy for police officers. And so the combination of my undergrad, my master's degree, and the training as a police officer, as well as the academy and everything. The thing for being an SRO is you should have some education behind you, have some years experience as a police officer, and then you go through what's called NASRO, which is the National Association of School Resource Officers, which is a training which teaches you more specifically being in a school and dealing with a certain age population, the teenage brain and things like that, so you can be adapt to that and be more helpful to them. So.
Great, thank you. You said you also worked for other departments and currently working through Shelburne, and Shelburne is where you got this assignment for SRO. Are there other police trainings? Have you taken other training classes or certificates to keep up with being a police officer?
Numerous. It would take several hours to probably go over all of that. 22 years in law enforcement. Every year we have a certain number of hours that we have to maintain to keep our certification, from interview, interrogation, domestic, special populations, firearms, control and restraint, hostage negotiator, NASRO, numerous, DUI school, fingerprinting, been to several of those schools. I'm what's called a level 3 certified police officer in the state, which means I can handle all the different calls that a police officer does versus what's a level 2 or a part-time individual. So every year I continue to do my training, and I avail myself to all the trainings that I can go to. As well as there's stuff online now, especially with COVID. There's an online university that we do safety training on, and just numerous trainings.
Well, it sounds like that keeps you busy. What is your favorite thing about your job? What do you like the most?
My favorite thing is being able to make the connections with students. I have certain students that I thought that there would never be a connection, that just, they were individuals that were not fond of the police due to their own life experiences. And through my time with them, they have said to me that they're very comfortable with me, and they'll talk to me, and they'll come into my office and stuff like that. I've had people that have talked to me outside of school, that have said that they felt only comfortable reporting something to me because of my connection here with them at the school. So that's made me very proud of my position here, to be able to be somebody who they feel comfortable reporting stuff to that's sensitive in nature, and I try to be the best support I can be for them.
That's great. It's nice. What do you find the most challenging about your job?
There's a lot of bits and pieces. There's things that obviously, if money was no option and everything was perfect, I would have every single piece of equipment that was absolutely necessary. There are some people that, just because of your position, they don't like you. They don't want to talk to you, and you can reach out to them, and I always smile and greet people and say hello, and I'm pleasant as I can. And even if they don't smile or greet me or say hello back, I just want them to know that I'm here and I do care. And they may choose at some point, if they have the need to talk to me, or they may not. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to give up on them and try to make a connection where sometimes some people don't want to.
What do you think would make a good quality for someone in your line of work? If there's someone listening that's interested in this line of work, what's a good quality for them to have?
Well, they should be kind. They should listen, be understanding, educate themselves on the population that they're going to be dealing with, be it high school students, as well as I visit the elementary school. And it's such a different dynamic from walking around here and talking to young adults, and then you go and pop your head into a kindergarten class, and the kids are, and it's kind of fun. So know your population. Again, be kind, listen, understanding, educate yourself, get the proper education, the proper training, so you can do this job and continue to learn. I learn different things every day from people that I wouldn't have before. This world is constantly changing, especially with technology, and I'm learning stuff with that constantly.
Awesome.
Try to stay ahead of the game.
Awesome. Thank you. What if someone was interested in this kind of work? What could they do now to be more aware of the job, prepare themselves a little bit, kind of get in line with what they might face in a career?
So if you're younger, they have programs called Police Explorer programs that you can go, and you can be like they call it a junior officer or something like that, but you go through like a civilian academy where you learn different things about what police officers do, and so the Police Explorers program.
What age group is that for?
I believe it's like 12, 13, 14-ish, from what I remember seeing kids do in the past. They also have, different departments have ride-along programs. You just have to go to their website, fill out a ride-along form, and then you can ride along with an officer if it's safe to do so. And the other thing I would recommend is if, depending on what your age is, if you're 18 or something and you get a job at a police department, I know Burlington does like their Parks and Rec, or they have people that go out and check vehicles and ticket and stuff if the timer's off. Something like that they could do to get into the department and then show people there that, hey, I'm motivated to do this job, and I want to move up and someday become an officer or a dispatcher or something in your organization. So
Awesome. So just any last parting advice for anyone to do this kind of work? Like,
my last parting advice would be to somebody who's interested in being a police officer or any of the types of field like firefighting, EMS, dispatching. Understand that it's a challenging profession. It can be demanding on yourself and your family, but also with all of that, and even with everything that's going on in the world, understand that your job has purpose and meaning, and it's also very rewarding at times, and that's what keeps me going in this job. 22 years, and I'm really enjoyed doing what I do now after everything that I've done. Being able to make positive connections and see students do very well, not just from me, but with some help from me, that makes me happy. So
nice. That's great. Thank you. I do actually have one more question. You've worked on, prior to being an SRO, you've worked on some minor cases, but some pretty big cases that have kept you busy. Does that kind of, do those come in cycles? Is it kind of like, it's just part of the...
Well, I wouldn't say cycles. Crime has peaks and valleys, obviously right now, what's happening around the country because of what's going on. There are spikes in crime, unfortunately, and police and cities are dealing with that. I've had some interesting cases where I've had very high item things go stolen from the University of Vermont when I worked there. A $600,000 to about $1 million black rhinoceros horn, which was at the University of Vermont in a science museum, was taken, and it was a year-long investigation. I learned stuff through that process. I did stuff through that process that I've never done before, with subpoenas and search warrants and contacting agencies overseas in England that I would have never even talked to before. So that was a learning process for me, and after a year and a solid, thorough investigation, I was able to find the person who did it and get the item back. So,
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And then the schedule, you said it's hard on families sometimes. It's kind of hard. When you do police work, is it Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? Is it, how do the schedules work in police work?
Well, it works differently for different agencies. State police have a certain time that they work. Certain departments work day and evening shift, and then they're on call at night. Other departments are 24/7, where they work all shifts. But if you call 911, a police officer is going to come. Even if they are on call or on duty, there will be somebody coming.
Great. Thank you, Matt. So this
welcome. Thank you.
concludes Matt Collins, SRO officer at CVU and Shelburne Police.
Thank you.
Thanks.